All right, everybody, welcome back. I couldn't have asked for a better guest. The things he's been saying off air are things I wish we could have shared on air, but no problem. We're going to have lots of fun on air as well. The one and the only Deepak Perwani. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
Good morning. How are you?
Well, like every morning, we're not so used to waking up at 8 o'clock.
I know. So how is it waking up?
Nice. It's always a pleasure to come to FM89. Love listening to FM89. Love listening to Anoushey.
Oh, thank you so much. You have a great voice too. Did you ever think maybe like Tapu Javeri, you'd like to do a radio show perhaps at some point?
I think a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm too expensive now.
Oh, no. I won't be able to afford you. Abhi mere saath kaam chalana padega. There's a sale going on. There's a massive sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
कभी-कभी तो लगानी ही पड़ेगी. अब इमरान साहब कह रहे हैं तो हम भी लगा देते हैं.
Is it actually affecting the work, the economy, the way it's going? Is it affecting our designers, our brands?
I think there's an effect that does come in when people impose with 17% taxes.
Yeah.
And that's only normal. It's not a big deal at all. But it's an annual sale that we put every year.
Nice.
So we thought we'll come by this year and celebrate it with FM89.
Nice. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for coming in. Noor is getting all nervous. Like, don't talk about taxes, Anoushey. Don't talk about all these things. Talk about designs. Talk about fashion. Where has fashion gone to now in 2019? What is going on?
I think we're waiting for shoulder pads to come back.
है ना? सब कुछ तो आ गया वापस.
सब कुछ आ गया वापस.
सब कुछ आ गया and सब कुछ अच्छा भी लग रहा है.
बिल्कुल खूबसूरत.
कुछ बुरा तो नहीं लग रहा.
नहीं बिल्कुल भी नहीं, लग ही नहीं सकता.
हैं? आपको कुछ बुरा नहीं लग रहा?
नहीं मैं तो भी नींद से उठ के आया हूँ. मुझे तो खुद पता नहीं कि सुबह है कि शाम है अभी.
अभी इस वक्त बहुत सुबह है. We're gonna get you your coffee. All right, if there's a Pakistani trend right now that you're seeing, not too much in terms of fashion happening these days actually, the FPWs and all of that have become a little bit slower or not, do you think?
No, FPW is coming up in October this year.
Yeah.
We continue as we do. Pakistani fashion now has changed a little bit because it's more geared towards the wedding industry.
Yes. And is that unfortunate or not?
I think it's great.
I mean, it's great because it sells a lot, but that's all we associate Pakistani fashion with, right? Wedding wear.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not cool.
भाई शादी ही लोग करते हैं और क्या करते हैं?
शादी भी करते हैं और दूसरी चीजें भी करते हैं.
शादी करते हैं, क्या कहते हैं, सोशल मीडिया पे आते हैं, बीवी के बारे में बुराई करते हैं और फिर दूसरी शादी कर लेते हैं.
नहीं, सोशल मीडिया पे अनाउंस करना आजकल बहुत ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है, ये तो है. पर आजकल वो चीजें भी ट्रेंड कर रही हैं, सिंपल वेडिंग्स, सिंपल वेडिंग्स.
आप ही कब हो रही है वैसे?
पर मैंने कोशिश की थी, वैसे मैं करती हूँ दोबारा.
वो बात नहीं, कैसे हो जाएगी.
What does the word fashion mean to you, Deepak? The word fashion, only the word.
भाई अब क्या करें, कपड़े पहन ही लो.
That's what it means to you. कपड़े तो सबने पहने हुए हैं, लेकिन हाँ.
Means a lifestyle, means a fabulous way of living. Should make you feel better about yourself when you wake up in the morning.
That's so true.
And you better look good in the mirror when you walk out.
That's so true. What's the latest Pakistani fashion trend every girl needs to know?
I think the long kameez is back.
The long kameez is back.
Yeah.
And it's here to stay for a while.
Yeah.
It is. In fact, they're so long now that you trip over them sometimes.
Yeah.
The latest Pakistani trend every man needs to know?
Start using deodorant.
Yeah. And do not beat your wife.
And do not beat your wife.
Pakistani fashion trend. It's fashionable to not do any of those things. Okay, just in general, what are some of the famous Pakistani trends and styles you hope would come back in the fashion game again? We saw some really disastrous stuff back in the day. But now I was looking at Lady Diana when she visited Pakistan, and all those clothes are making sense again. All those shoulder pads are making sense again. All the shalwars are making sense again.
Well, fashion kind of regurgitates itself every 7 years. So what happens is that every 7 years you automatically see the same trend coming back, because after all, everything else has been done.
Right.
I mean, how much of reinvention of the Hari shalwar can you do?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's a fabulous garment to wear, but it's never become that classic garment.
Right.
It's always stayed in the Southeast Asia.
Does that also mean that nothing new is going to come out of fashion anymore?
No, new influences are always there. I think.
How do designers, how do youngsters make their mark then? Because then you're always like, yeah, we've seen this before.
I think Pakistani.
We've seen this before. ये होता है हमारे fashion shows में. And बेचारे वो जो नए जो designers होते हैं, when they show their stuff, they critique because they're like, oh my god, this one looks like Deepak's work. Oh my god, this just looks like exactly what Mahin Aunty's been doing for years.
My personal advice to everyone: stop looking at your Instagram every morning.
That's great advice.
I personally think that, you have to wait for FPW in October
Yes.
for new trends to see. I think fashion does change constantly. We take inspiration from the West and the West takes inspiration from the East.
Yes.
And that's where the influences kind of become dynamic and more international vis-a-vis Princess Diana or the Pishabi Chappal, or you see kurtas on the Paris catwalk or stuff like that. So there is this new interest in Pakistani fashion where people want to know what Pakistanis are wearing, because generally Pakistanis are known to are very well-dressed people.
They are well-dressed people, actually.
I think so.
I think so too. And now when you go onto the malls and everything, you see the style coming on. But there's no such thing as street fashion, unfortunately.
For that, you have to have streets for people to walk on.
We do have some streets.
We do?
We do. Zamzama.
That's a street.
A look that you've created you thought was your best.
God, for women or men, I've created so many looks in my life.
Hannah, so many looks, but that one look that stands out and you're like, this is the look that I created and was perhaps the best look ever created.
I don't think so. I think I keep on competing with myself every season. So I think that season is what I've created as the best.
Wow.
After all, you can't just back off and say that, the best has already been done.
Right.
It's never like that. You have to move on. In our business, we always say that you're only as good as your last collection.
Oh dear Lord.
So that's only 3 months.
And that's only as good as your last collection. Why कहते हैं ना, you're only as good as your last film. Oh my God. So it's hard. I mean, it's hard coming up with a new collection all the time and being creative, and especially when you have such a big name, then to not disappoint people. I mean, is
constant pressure
even greater?
Seen that most famous or well-to-do designers eventually kill themselves before their age.
Oh dear Lord.
Yeah.
They do.
It's all because of the pressure.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Unless they really want to become famous and they were not that famous to begin with.
Oh no, that's not true. But anyway, if you had a choice to work with any one fashion designer from the world, if you could collaborate with this particular person, who do you think it would be?
Yves Saint Laurent.
Yeah. Why?
Because he took world fashion before anybody else did. His sense of style has been a great influence to my work for decades, for at least a decade and a half.
Right.
And I think he's the only one who was edgy for his time and have continued to. The Y label is a great example of GYC and how he's back in fashion. So if it wasn't Mr. Laurent, then it should be Dior and nobody else.
Nice. Actually, हमारी pronunciation में भी बड़ा चक्कर होता है. I was in Lahore recently and I was hearing all these. There's a really funny video out there online on YouTube, and I'm just going to show it to you actually. How do you pronounce your designers the right way?
Right.
The way you said it, I'd rather just say YSL basically. That's the way to do it.
Which is what most Pakistani did back in the day.
YSL पहनेंगे हम तो. You see your young models around the world walking around, and then you see them on Instagram. So they've got those high-waisted pants, but with a bit of a twist. They wear the shoulder pads, but with a bit of a twist. And everything's now become acceptable.
With a bit of a twist.
With a bit of a twist. हाँ, उसको थोड़ा सा define करके एक बार फिर, वो ले आए. There's a question for Deepak. Do you have an internship program? I would like to do an internship with your company.
We don't have an internship program. We only take interns from the London School of Fashion.
Yes.
We've had many applications this year. I'm sorry to say no on this. We hire you straight away. We don't do interns.
Deepak, one trend in Pakistani fashion that you think should really never come back. This one needs to just go and just...
Shoulder pads should not come back.
They should not come back?
No.
A lot of people wore them and they were really cool back in the day.
That was the 80s.
Okay, so...
And they were also influenced by Benazir Bhutto because she had to wear a vest inside, like a security vest inside.
Right.
So the shoulder pads were very big in Pakistan.
Yeah.
But generally, it just makes a woman look really like...
bulky and...
Donald Trump.
If you want to look like Donald Trump. If you want to go to a party looking like Donald Trump. And what is that one Pakistani trend that you have a particular liking for? Like 80s ho, 90s ho, 2000s ho. But this you think always somehow...
I think the Sherwani. I think it's the most classic garment that we have created.
And you make such amazing Sherwanis.
Thank you. But it's something that just, it's just always so stylish, whether you see it, when Qazi Azam Mohammed Jinnah wore it, or where you see it now. But it always remains something that is very, very classic.
Right.
While the shalwar kameez keeps on changing according to the length of the kurti or the shirt.
And the style of the shalwar.
Style of the shalwar. But the Sherwani's managed to remain its origins and its roots really well.
Right.
And it's just a beautiful garment to wear.
Do you ever get tired talking about fashion?
I generally don't talk about fashion after 8 o'clock.
8 p.m.
8 in the evening, yeah. last appointment.
Last appointment, and then you talk about things that really matter, like you're saying this whole plastic thing that's going around.
Yeah.
Close to your heart, huh?
Yeah.
It's important that celebrities take these causes up as well. And you've been saying that it's really affected you. Whatever, the trash at the beach and stuff.
I think अपना शहर है, अपने शहर का ख्याल बहुत जरूरी है रखना.
तो क्लीन कराची कैंपेन के क्या तासुरात हैं आपके?
क्लीन कराची तो आप कर देंगे, उस दिन हम भी चले जाएंगे झंडे लेके, लेकिन जगह ही ना हो वेस्ट डिस्पोज करने के लिए, तो फिर वो वेस्ट जाएगा कहाँ?
You know, I went to the beach. I went to the French beach on Sunday, and I picked up this tube. Somebody had thrown like this sunscreen ka tube into the pani. So I picked it up and I put it on my Instagram, and I was like, if you throw this in the water, you're being an irresponsible citizen. And I bought it out, and then my friend said something like, you know, Anoushey, it's going to land up here again wherever you chuck it. Even if you go home and put it back in your waste bin, it's going to go back in the
waste. Can you imagine that we live in the probably the sixth largest city in the world, and we don't have a waste disposable plant?
We don't.
No. Can you imagine?
So what does one do when we keep saying single-use plastic बंद कर दें वो कर दें, लेकिन वो plastic जाएगा तो कहीं?
Apparently, we've been doing landfills for the last 72 years.
Oh my God. Dear Lord, okay.
Like, we're so not ready to be a new dynamic city, any kind of a city, because we haven't even solved this problem.
We're in it on Instagram. We're on it, you know. We're like talking about things that really matter. We have these airport looks. What do you think about these airport looks that are going around? Everybody who goes to the airport has a look going, and
हमें आदत नहीं है चेक इन करने की, और ना तो हम किसी को बताते हैं कि हम कहाँ जाते हैं और कहाँ से घूम के आते हैं. अभी नए नए बच्चे हैं, इनको करने दो ये सब.
नहीं, लेकिन airport looks बड़े important हो गए भाई. Spotted wearing this at the airport. This one right before they're boarding the plane. Meera ji is making particular videos from Emirates saying, I am traveling business class. It's amazing feeling.
Meera ji
ko sab allow hai.
Meera ji ko sab allow hai Pakistan mein.
Very cool. But anybody's airport look that you particularly look at on Instagram?
I don't know. I'm not a very Instagram fan. I think जब से Instagram आए लोगों के दिमाग और ज़्यादा खराब हो गए. तस्वीरें देख के पागल हो गए लोग.
All right, there's a question. If you could give one fashion advice to the Queen, what would it be? Wow, that's a good question.
I think the Queen is one of the most well-dressed people in the world. I mean, she's defined her own certain style for the last, century or so.
Yeah.
And refuses to sort of go away. But I think she's...
Charles hair. Charles
I don't think you would change anything about the Queen.
Ahmed says, can you recommend a midlife crisis wardrobe for men, like when they're not really young but not exactly old? How should they dress? This is a good
Just go to the gym and it'll help you. Trust me. I'm going through midlife crisis right now myself.
Oh dear. So basically you go to the gym but you wear what you want to wear.
Yeah. Be comfortable.
There's nothing age related that, come on, now you're in your 50s, you don't wear this anymore.
देखिए शलवार कमीज कम पहना करें वो आपको मोटा कर देता है. उसमें पता नहीं चलता ना, इंसान खाता जाता है लूज कपड़े.
हाँ, that's true. That's very, very true. Karachi se, there's Anam, and she's like, I study in fashion and I'm also doing creativity on different fabric. My question is that after completing my studies and starting my business, how do I become famous in this field?
I'm not going to say you go and marry someone who's just gotten divorced.
Oh dear Lord.
Or marry a film star, but
I know.
You can. It's very easy. It's not about becoming famous. I think if you're creative and your work is very, very good, it'll get noticed automatically.
You really think that's the truth? It is true.
Well, that's what we all did.
Yes, but you also have this larger-than-life personality. So don't you think that helps?
Sometimes the personality shows and sometimes work shows. You decide.
I mean, there are other personalities we really don't want to see, and they're there too. So yeah, it's a very tricky.
So I think work. You will shine. Have a few exhibitions and you'll be perfectly fine.
What's invisible but you wish people could see?
The Emperor's new clothes.
Hey Anoushey, question for Deepak. You look the same, in fact better. What's your secret, Mrs. T?
A little bit of diet.
Okay.
Going to a detox spa every 6 months.
Right.
And taking great holidays and having positive people around you.
That's very true. Filtering the bad.
Yeah.
What can we learn about a person from their fashion choices? That's a good question. Like, agar ye pehante hain, to I used to judge people on their jeans. Not that I'm like, I wear the best jeans in the world, but you know, if they wore ill-fitted jeans, I'd be like, this is not my type of guy.
Well, the quickest way to look at someone is just look at their shoes and you'll know everything about them, or their nails or their hands.
Right.
If their hands and nails are clean, then they're good, hygienic, and they know they take care of themselves.
Yeah, that's
simple
true.
and easy.
Simple and easy. All right, I will say some common catchphrases, Deepak, and you have to tell me which Pakistani celebrities' fashion sense reminds you of these. Sorry, not sorry.
God, there's so many of those.
आपसे ही तो हमें जवाब मिल सकता है. Sorry, not sorry. They wear whatever they want, but they really don't look like they're sorry about their fashion.
Sorry, not sorry. Free Altaf.
Yeah, she wears whatever she wants.
She's unapologetic about anything.
Yeah.
She's the empress of style in her own way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That is so fetch. That is so cool, basically. Somebody's fashion sense you think is really cool.
I think somebody has great style.
Yeah. Pakistani has great style is a little tough, huh?
भाई मसला ये हो गया कि हम थोड़े पुराने breed के हैं. आजकल तो इतने नए नए बच्चे आ गए कुछ पता ही नहीं चलता. Oh, that actor, the singer who smiles a lot. What's his name?
Singer who smiles a lot. वाह वाह ये बड़ा
Dating Hania Aamir or something.
Asim Azhar.
Asim Azhar
is
not
cute.
that good. He's good.
He's cute.
Yeah.
All right. One celebrity whose fashion you can't even comment on. Like, let's just not even comment on this. Okay, chalo. I'm indifferent. फसाया हमने.
I do love Bushra Ji.
Bushra Ji is amazing.
I do.
And the struggle is real. Someone fashion personality whose struggle is really real.
I think वो जो oddities जो fashion week पे आ जाती हैं और आप उनको देखते हैं red carpet पे आप सोचते हैं ये कहाँ से आया है नमूना नमूनी ऐसे भी आते हैं लोग.
बिल्कुल सही है बिल्कुल आते हैं.
लाल बाल पीले eyebrows type.
बिल्कुल ठीक है one of those. Okay, this is an interesting question. Why do all brands discriminate big women? Do they?
We don't discriminate big women. It's just that in Pakistan, the concept of plus sizing has not taken hold that strong. Though there are few people who are now doing plus sizing and their businesses are doing very well.
As they should.
Yeah, it all depends on the markets. I mean, we do an XL size. We've done it for years. Double XL also.
Amazing. All right, Adnan has a question. Does your company plan on doing anything for the betterment of the environment?
Well, we're already screaming about the Clifton Beach since yesterday. And we've changed our bags. We've gone with, we're waiting for the paper bags to finish so we can go into the recyclable bags.
Oh, nice. Amazing.
Yeah. And we're trying to ask the customers not even to ask for packaging and ribbons and just a suitly and stuff like that would do.
Right.
Which does look sort of these expensive garments and brings the look of the garment down.
Right.
But I think this is something as a social responsibility, and all people should do this.
Please let us know about your family background. From which city do you belong and which school did you go to?
I belong to a very small city called Meerpur Khas.
Oh, sweet.
And I completed I studied in the US and then I went to Greenwich also to finish my education. But I also went to St. Pat's and I was the head prefect, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Deepak, if you could use fashion as a social innovation, would you consider it?
Yeah, fashion is a blank canvas for any artist to print anything on it. It's like a white t-shirt. Write it out.
Would you like to design uniforms for the police, traffic police? We've been seeing the uniforms since ages and we hate it.
I would
That's a good question.
Love to design uniforms for the police. I mean, I think the best police uniform, if you guys want to see one, is the police in Italy, Milan. Phenomenal design by Giorgio Armani.
Yes. Okay, what is the one fashion item that you've bought that you cannot live without?
That I have bought?
Your favorite.
My favorite. God, there's so many favorites.
These are the questions.
Well, I've gotten some fabulous cufflinks as presents. There's this...
the best fashion purchase of your life.
I buy vintage ties a lot.
Oh,
so
nice.
I have a lot of different old designers like Balenciaga,
So there's a huge trend of now wearing the logo on your shirt and on your pants and on your... it's become really huge. So do you think it's a good thing? I mean, I like it. I feel like the Balenciaga has taken it to a new level. Everybody's wearing it everywhere and it's just all over your clothes. It's a statement in itself.
देखो ना भाई पाकिस्तानी जो है वो ये फेक घोड़े और वो पोलो के लोगो कितने साल पहनेंगे हमारे लोगो पहन लो
ये भी सही है. The winning question has come from Ariba. She's from Karachi and she was like, if you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you'd done? कि ये इसलिए arrest हुआ है हमारा बेटा, इसने ये हरकत की होगी.
I'm not answering this question, by the way.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
Because मैं समझता हूँ कि कराची में किसी माइकल लाल की हिम्मत नहीं होगी कि हमें अरेस्ट कर सके.
मैं बोलूँगा मैं दीपक परवानी हूँ.
नहीं, वो कहने की जरूरत नहीं है, शक्ल ही काफी.
ये भी सही है, लेकिन ठीक है ना आंसर करें. Here's another one. Aisha is asking, what is the one fashion item a busy mom must have that will help pull together any look? Because moms, poor things in the morning look like they're a real mess, but they still want to look good. So what do you think one thing that really works?
I think a scarf, which is the basic garment,
Yeah.
If your hair is bad, cover it up, go drop your child to school, come back, use it as dupatta, and go and get milk from outside.
Grocery store पे भी चल जाएगा, party पे भी चल जाएगा, lunch पे भी चल जाएगा.
It's a very
universally accepted thing. Yeah, you can wear it around. Okay, how do you remain so iconic despite the negativity and challenging times? What is your daily affirmation? And this is a good question.
I think जिंदगी में पीछे नहीं देखना चाहिए, मेरी जान हमेशा आगे देखो. ठीक है, और जो आपसे जलते हैं तो क्या हुआ, जलने दो उन शमा और उन परवानों को. हाँ, हम खुद परवानी हैं, आगे चलते रहेंगे.
वाह वाह, क्या बात की आपने. What's the biggest mistake upcoming designers make when they join the industry? I think they just want to please the elders.
Focus on your own brand and stop looking at that the grass is green on the other side.
Deepak, do you think in Pakistan there will ever come a time when people can wear whatever they want and however they want?
I think in Pakistan people do wear whatever they want and wherever they want. Depends on where they're going and where you've been going, Anoushey.
I mean, I don't think you can wear whatever you want.
You have no idea.
Really? Deepak sir, would you give an opportunity to a brand to work with you together, ever like a collaboration? My brand's name is Jugaad and I do hand painting on kurtis, bags and shoes. Interesting.
It's a very textile-based question, first of all, because a lot of people in their thesis work also do hand painting and stuff like that. In fact, मैंने अपना career जो है hand painted shirts के साथ ही शुरू किया था 24-25 साल पहले. तो it depends. पैसे हैं बेटा.
Deepak Perwani, thank you so much for being here today. It was a pleasure having you. You made my morning so much better.
Thank you, guys.
And I hope you have like a good time off.
Have a great time. Happy driving, everyone, and enjoy the show.
All right.